Ever heard the one about the piece of bread who broke up with margarine? He said he needed someone more butter for him. A chuckle for you, but let's veer into something quite fascinating here. Butter, yes, that glorious golden delight that makes our toast taste heavenly and our baked goods a dream. It's a staple in our kitchens, an essential part of our breakfasts, our pastries, our sauces. Butter is everywhere. But have you ever stopped to wonder about its origin story? It's not just about cows grazing in green pastures or milk being collected at dawn. There's a whole process that takes place before that pat of butter ends up melting on your hot pancake. It's a tale of transformation, a journey of cream turning into something altogether more flavorful, more textured, more buttery. Today we peel back the wrapper and churn into the process of making butter. First step to making butter. You're going to need cream, and not just any cream, the top of the milk, the cream of the crop. Now let's chat a bit about this cream. It's not your run-of-the-mill store-bought variety. Oh no, this is the high-quality stuff, the kind that makes your taste buds do a little jig. How do we get our hands on this magical ingredient? It's a process, my friends. You see, cream is the fat that naturally separates from milk. This can be achieved by letting the milk stand until the cream rises to the top. Or for the more impatient among us, using a centrifuge will do the trick. The cream, my dear butter enthusiasts, is where all the flavor lives. It's a little like the life of the party, the one who turns a mundane gathering into a shindig to remember. So, we have our cream. What's next? It's time for a little shake, rattle and roll. Now we're really getting into the thick of it. It's time to churn. Imagine a party, a grand, rollicking party with all your friendly fat globules in attendance. That's churning for you. It's the process of shaking or stirring the cream until these fat globules start to stick together. It's like turning a casual meet and greet into a full-blown reunion. You can do this manually if you're feeling particularly energetic, or use a machine if you prefer to watch the magic happen while sipping a cup of tea. At first, it's a bit like a slow dance. The cream casually sways back and forth, gradually thickening. It's almost as if we're making whipped cream. But we're not stopping there. Oh no, we've got higher aspirations than that. So we continue the dance, increasing the tempo, and our cream starts to get thicker and thicker. It's transforming right before our eyes. Just when you think you've whipped the life out of your cream, something magical happens. The fat globules, having partied hard, are now exhausted. They start to stick together, forming what we call butter grains. The liquid part that separates out is buttermilk. It's like the morning after the party, where everyone's huddled together, wondering what on earth happened. But don't be mistaken, this isn't some regular hangover, it's the birth of something delicious. Butter grains and buttermilk, two fantastic byproducts of one fantastic process. It's like hitting two birds with one stone, except no birds were harmed in the making of this butter. So, there you have it. You've just witnessed the magical transformation from cream to butter and buttermilk. But hold your horses, we're not quite done yet. There's still a bit more to this buttery saga. And voila, your cream has now transformed into butter and buttermilk. But we're not quite finished yet. Now that we have our butter, it's time to give it a little wash and work. Yes, you heard that right. Butter needs a bath too, just like us. This step is crucial to remove any leftover buttermilk, which can turn our butter sour faster than a grape in the sun. So how do we do this? Simply rinse the butter under cold water, gently kneading it to ensure all the buttermilk gets washed away. It's like giving your butter a mini spa treatment, if you will. Now on to the next step, working the butter. This is not as labor-intensive as it sounds, I promise. It's a process of kneading the butter further, to really get those fat globules to become best friends and squeeze out any excess water. Think of it as a buttery workout. The more you work it, the better it gets, just like a fine wine or a well-aged cheese. And there you have it. Your own homemade butter, ready to spread on toast, melt on popcorn, or add a little richness to your cooking.